to Ron Siegel Radio on ESPN Radio 1700. Now, live in studio, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Before we get into our intriguing content this morning, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. Lisa Dunn is in the house. Welcome.
Hey, glad to be here.
Glad to have you with us. Great conversation we're going to have this morning, talking about how we can get veterans into housing. Love that conversation. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you have no needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I don't know about you. I'm in a bit of a coma today. Maybe it's a hangover today. Now, yesterday was National Chocolate Day, and I must admit I probably indulged just a little bit too much. Well, maybe you can't indulge too much on National Chocolate Day.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So today there's a different kind of a celebration. Today is National Hermit Day. So if you had too much chocolate yesterday, you have the right today to be a hermit. What does that mean? And I'm going to share the information with you just because we can. To celebrate National Hermit Day, find a secluded place to go, and here it is. Turn off your phone, turn off your computer, forget about your worries, rest and relax, enjoy your quiet time, read, write, or draw, and my favorite, take a nap. Yeah, we better get on with it, because if I became a hermit for the next hour, I might get myself in a little bit of trouble here on the stations. They may not like too much. Well, maybe they won't like too much what I have to say anyway. Thank goodness on our flagship station, ESPN, they're happy with what I do. I'm not sure when it gets to our afternoon what they're going to have to say, because obviously that is one of the CNBC stations, and they did not have a real good night last night.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Unbelievable. Did you watch any of that reality show last night? They were billing it as an economic debate, and I'm not sure I heard any commentary about economics. Maybe I missed it. I watched most of it. Some of it I had to record. Thank goodness it was my son's birthday, so I spent a lot of time with him. But yikes, man, that was painful watching those, I don't know what you call them, the people that were asking the gotcha questions. I wouldn't call them moderators. I know they were supposedly from a business station, but they had no business sense. Maybe they had no sense. I think that maybe, something, I think I might have the answer here, because they were in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. And they sent the people from New York to Colorado, and I think I know what their preparation was. Yeah, if you're as conservative as I am, you may not recognize the bong hit, but that might have been what it was that they were doing. They might have had too many of those Colorado brownies. Just saying. Unbelievable. Listen to Chris Christie. He had for me, it was the line of the night when they started asking. Now, this is a business station. Supposedly, the moderators, if you want to call them that, hosted business shows on a business station. And the line of the night,
What are you doing?
they're asking about fantasy football. Now, we've got a country that we just announced today, and they didn't have a way of knowing these precise numbers. But today we get a notice that the gross domestic product comes in at 1.5%.
You're absolutely useless.
We've got 260,000 Americans filing first-time unemployment numbers. The National Association of Realtors reports contracts to buy previously owned homes dropped 2.3% in September. And the issue of the night in a 2-hour debate talking to candidates for President of the United States is about fantasy football. Really? Is that the most important issues that you have to speak about?
Damn!
My 12-year-old niece could have done better than these people. Unbelievable. Where do they come up with the questions? They prepared for this. I would hate to even admit that I prepared for something like that. Then they ask Marco Rubio about cashing in on a retirement account. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that a little later, just because you know my feelings about 401ks and the ruse that they are. Unbelievable. Where do they come up with this stuff? The president, he was probably a little busy. He didn't want to watch that thing either. I could understand why he wouldn't want to watch it. He had his own bull to deliver. Oh, I'm sorry, he was watching the Bulls. Sorry about that. He went to the Chicago Bulls game. Didn't mean to give you that impression that he was delivering more bull too. Moving right along. How about, I guess there is some other economic news. We can talk about economic news because we do talk a little bit about economics. We're not on CNBC on the debate. We're not one of their moderators, so we can talk economics. Did you see what's going on in the bond market today? Why is the bond market tanking? Why are interest rates, home mortgage rates, tanking the way they are today? Well, we got that Federal Reserve back in the game again. What are they up to this time? Once again, they open their mouth and we all suffer. So here's the issue, is they came out yesterday and said that they're going to do absolutely nothing, same as normal. The 10-year Treasury is up 6 basis points as I speak right now. Interest rates are going up on home loans because the Fed came out and said not only are they doing nothing, and the economy is doing nothing, the recovery is doing nothing, jobs are not doing well, but they're going to raise interest rates, probably in December. Now, the market's already counted on this, that they're going to do it because they keep saying they're going to do it. The only logical reason for them to do it is they want to save face. They've been saying right along they're going to do it and they're following the data. I don't know what data they're following. Maybe 1.5% GDP means a good economy to the Federal Reserve. And yes, I understand it's because inventories dropped so much that's why businesses are not buying anything. Really? You think that that's the reason that businesses are not buying anything?
It is what it is.
The fact of the matter is, big business keeps on growing because of the horrible policies of the current administration. The Federal Reserve has quadrupled their balance sheet. They're talking about issues that are not important. Then they say they're going to raise rates. Well, if you want to raise rates and put us into a recession, stop talking about it and just do it already. And then you'll find out what we have to do is they're going to have to come back in, lower rates, because here's what's going to happen. I've told you this right along. The Federal Reserve, for reason one and one reason only, they might raise rates to save face. Okay, so they raise rates to save face. That's going to slow down the economy. That's why you raise rates. You raise prices to slow down the sales of anything. That's economics 101. So they raise rates, slow the economy, at least take some uncertainty out of the marketplace. When they take the uncertainty out of the marketplace, the yield curve is going to invert. You probably don't understand that. I don't want to go into all that detail to bore the heck out of you. But the long-term interest rates, mortgage rates, are going to drop then. And the short-term rates are going to increase then. And then they're going to have to come back and try and correct the yield curve. That's called an inverted yield curve when long-term rates are less than short-term rates. They're going to try and correct that. How do they do that? More quantitative easing. Could you see the negative circle we're getting on here? Because the Fed is useless right now. So if we can get them to shut up and get out of the way,
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
you and I will be able to get back to work doing things that we want to do. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, picking a real estate agent through Facebook? Really? Unbelievable. Email mistake that can hurt your credit score. We're going to talk about Marco Rubio getting rid of his 401k. I'm going to tell you why it's such a great idea, why you should follow suit. And you can reach me anytime. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Ron Siegel Radio Date Night Trivia, presented by Reunion Kitchen and Drink. Friday, Ron will pose a question based on-air conversations during the prior 7 programs. The person to post the answer according to the guest conversation will win a date night package, including a dinner gift card for Reunion Kitchen and Drink. You might even be able to say hi to Ron when you visit Reunion Kitchen and Drink.
It's not every day your home gets flooded, but when it happens, you've got the good people at APRIS on your side. With over 25 years of construction and insurance experience, they can turn any disaster around, making your home good as new. For 24/7 support, call 844-GO-APRIS or find us on the web at www.apris.me. Day, night, rain, or shine, when it happens to you, you know what to do. Go APRIS. Remember, call 844-GO-APRIS. That's 844-462-7747.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 01869. 452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel Radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will deliver it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Saw this report this morning, and it is from a trusted source that I use all the time. And it is the subject of today's Real-Time Real Estate segment, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. If you want the true value of your home, just text RSR CMA, RSR CMA to 79564. One of the trusted professionals will be in touch with you to have a 10-minute conversation and give you the true value of your home. It's not what you're going to see on Zillow and Trulia and all those places that tell you within their documentation that they've got the wrong information. So according to a joint study released by Google and the National Association of Realtors, 2 of 3 people searching for a prospective real estate agent, for a prospective real estate professional, researched them extensively online prior to working with them, and that number is probably increasing every day. So question, are social media channels such as Facebook really a good place to gather information about an agent before using them? If so, what should you look for? Well, I think the answer to that question came at the end of it. What should you look for? Because I'm going to tell you that you're not going to find the great advice and the great guidance on Facebook. What I want you to know is that they've got a internet presence. Are they showing you the values that you share in common? Whereas we know that a huge percentage of the people start their real estate search online. But for goodness sake, don't end it online. Interview people. Call us at 800-306-1990. We'll put you in touch with great people. There are, and I'm not saying that the people that we put you in touch with are not going to, obviously, they're going to be online. Yes, they have a presence because that's important. But what I really want you to know, what I want you to understand, is that's just one part of the vetting process. Are they full-time? What's their experience level? Are they part of a team? If you're looking for somebody to help you list your house, are they going to give you just information that you want to hear, or are they going to tell you to have the hard conversations with you? Are they going to be able to help you navigate the roadblocks that are involved in every single real estate transaction that I ever know of? You know, I have a lady that comes on, been a real estate professional broker for over 40 years. Over 40 years. And I asked her one time, I said, do you see transactions that are absolutely smooth with nothing going on? She said, yeah, every once in a while. But what the difference is, when somebody's got the experience, is they know how to navigate the hurdles. They might have seen them before. Just a thought there. So yes, do you use Facebook? It's just one tool. Do you use the internet? Yes, it's just another tool. There's a lot more to it than that. It's the biggest, it's your castle. And I don't care if it's a $100,000 castle or a $100 million castle, it's your castle. And you need to have great guidance, great advice for that. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. So now we got to chat about a subject that is near and dear to my heart. Actually, let me start off before I even go there. I'm going to speak to Lisa Dunn today, one of the real estate professionals that I value her opinion. That's why she comes in here on a regular basis to chat with us. Thanks for joining us.
I love being a repeat offender.
There you go. It's probably one of the only times that being a repeat offender is a positive thing.
Actually, that's very true. Very true.
Where'd I go wrong on our Real-Time Real Estate segment?
Well, you know, I'm sitting here looking at my own Facebook page. And I have my business page, Lisa Dunn, Realtor, if anybody wants to check that out. And on the reviews, I have reviews from people all over the world. I do not know these people. Some of them are 1-star, some of them are 5-star. Why are they on my site? Why are they reviewing me when they have no idea who I am? Take what's on Facebook, for as far as the reviews go, with a grain of salt. There's bad data all over. Happens on Yelp, happens on Facebook, happens on our favorite sites, Zillow and Trulia. And people need to realize that Zillow and Trulia are pay-to-play sites. These are not agents that are out there because of their good works. They're out there because they pay.
I'm wondering a question, though, because you're right, they are there. I mean, I know you're 100% correct. They are out there because they pay. The question that I wonder is so many of the, I don't know, top agents, experienced agents, I'll suggest and see what your thoughts are. The absolute best way of getting a new client is a referral.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So, and if you have enough really excited clients, you're going to get a lot of referrals.
Exactly.
Probably as many as you need to have as big a business as you want.
Very true.
So is it the top agents then that are going to be the ones advertising on those sites?
Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
And that's the exact part, because most people don't know which ones are which.
Exactly. And it's just kind of random. They have anywhere from 8 to 12 agents in any particular zip code. You don't really know what their expertise is. They bought that zip code, but I see agents in some of the zip codes that I'm familiar with. I don't know who they are. And I've been working this area for 22 years. If I don't know who they are, how are they an expert?
Right. Well, I'll share the concept here, because I like to get myself in trouble every once in a while.
Let's get ourselves in trouble, Ron.
So here's the way that works. If you want to be a preferred agent on a couple of these sites that I have talked to, and your zip code is already purchased, you buy a different zip code. And that makes you a preferred agent. And when you have a listing in your zip code, you get shown as a preferred agent, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're preferred in your zip code. So it's kind of a roundabout way to get where you want to be, but it's just one of those games that's played. You just have to understand how to play the game. And if you haven't been known, and if you're in a market for as many years as you've been out in this marketplace doing as much as you do, in a combination, because you do obviously a lot of real estate, but you're also very active in the real estate community, educating other real estate professionals with the association, going back and forth from Southern California to Sacramento, lobbying, working with the Association of Realtors.
I'm probably the only realtor you've had here that actually had a law passed this year. Not me personally, but I did assist on it. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So tell us about it.
Oh, I'm just so excited about that. Well, what it does is it lets...
Oh, before you get there, we did hear that last... That was one of the comments from last night. I'm the only...
Oh,
so you
my
can
gosh.
run for president now.
Don't put me on that stage. Oh, well.
Let's hear about
I
the law.
digress. Well, one of the things that we always love to talk about is VA loans.
Absolutely.
And helping vets getting into homes. And one of the things that a lot of people don't know, vets, realtors included, is if they're going to buy a condo, which in Orange County and throughout the country actually, if there is a condo that they want to purchase, they have to have the condo approved. The condo has to be approved. Let me change that a little bit. By the Veterans Administration to do loans in that condo complex. And homeowners don't know what the status is. Many lenders don't know what the status is. We have a little bit of a data integrity problem in California for VA condo approval, and that's my next project that I'll be working on. But anyhow, what we're trying to do is get homeowners informed as to what the status is for their condo, if it's VA approved or if it's FHA approved. And if it isn't, why isn't it? Why is their homeowners association board of directors not pursuing a VA and an FHA condo project approval? And this is keeping first-time buyers out. It's keeping boomerang buyers out. Kids can't buy or get a loan with their parents to get their own first place using an FHA product because of the misconception that people have about FHA, thinking it's some kind of crazy subsidized government thing, and it really isn't. It's a regular loan. Part of it is guaranteed by the FHA, and it just has to meet certain guidelines. And people have this strange perception about, we don't want it FHA approved. What really puzzles me is, why don't you want it VA approved? You don't want a vet living next door?
Right.
I don't understand that one. So what we did was, working with the Orange County Business Council, they sponsored a bill AB 596 that was signed by the governor this July, that effective July 2016, all of the homeowners association documents that go out with their financials every year has to have a separate page saying what the status is for your FHA condo approval and your VA condo approval, with a little disclaimer saying this can help owner-occupants refinance, get reverse mortgages, have better financing options, and help sell their units.
Interesting information. We're going to talk more about that because that's going to bring, one of the comments you made there that we're going to talk about brings in a little different law that many of us are familiar with. I think it's called supply and demand. Mm-hmm. And we'll chat about that as well. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Supply and demand, increased availability of financing. Maybe that'll help the demand for a property, help the pricing. I don't know, maybe. We'll talk about it. Email mistake that can hurt your credit. And what about Marco Rubio, his comment last night about his personal finances? Is that what we wanted to know about? You can reach me anytime. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel lending team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel lending team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Southern California attorneys have over 15,000 real estate agents to call in Orange County for their personal and professional needs. Why do they overwhelmingly call Melinda Johnson? Simple. It's the Melinda Johnson trifecta. Melinda is an attorney, real estate broker, and realtor. Does your family deserve the same professional services California lawyers demand? Call Melinda Johnson at 714-863-5485. That's 714-863-5485. Or on the web at freedomfirstproperties.com. Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
37% of American homeowners believe they have over 20% equity in their homes. Fannie Mae tells us 69% of American homeowners have over 20% equity in their homes. Fully 1 in 3 American homeowners are not informed about the amount of equity they have in their homes. Are you one of them? How might this be holding you back from achieving your goals? Text RSR CMA to 79564 to get a property valuation from one of the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Again, to know how much your home is really worth, simply text RSR CMA to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So did you catch any of the debate last night? did you catch the attack on Marco Rubio about his own personal finances? I think it was Becky Quick that made the comments about it, attacking him. That's the subject today of the Word on Wealth segment today, brought to you by AskAboutReverseMortgages.com. Are you 62 years of age or older? Have equity in your property? Maybe you want to buy a new property with a large down payment and never have a mortgage payment? AskAboutReverseMortgages.com has the solutions for you. I never say it's right for everybody, but it is right for some people, and you just need to be educated. So last night, the comedians that were asking the questions on the debate asked Marco Rubio about his bookkeeping skills. Now, I don't know about you, but I've not yet found, maybe there's one or two doctors I know that have good bookkeeping skills, yet I would go to them and trust them implicitly. I enjoy going to a basketball game. I don't know any basketball players with good bookkeeping skills. A lot of people don't have good bookkeeping skills. It doesn't have anything to do with their job performance. They went on to attack him about cashing in his retirement account. And that's the subject that I want to bring up with you, because I talk about that on a regular basis here. A retirement account is a method for the federal government, and in our case the state government, to take more of your money than they're entitled to. That's all those deferred payment retirement accounts are for. Are there good times for it? There's two reasons that I would say is the only two reasons to have a 401k. There are only two. One of them is to the extent that your company will match your contribution. The other is if you have no discipline and cannot save money on your own. Because think about this. You put $1,000, and I'm going to use little numbers, $1,000 into a retirement plan. That's going to save you $300 in taxes if you're in the 30% tax bracket. But then you go and take it out. Hopefully it's grown to $10,000 by the time you take it out. So instead of paying $300, now you get to pay $3,000. Is that the idea? Is you want to pay more taxes? How about saving that $1,000 and putting it into a piece of real estate, letting that appreciate for 30 years, and then maybe at that time you're going to start getting payments from that property because it's a rental property, or taking a loan on it so you don't have any interest or any tax liability when it's a loan. Think about these different options. If you haven't thought about the options, give me a call at 800-306-1990, and either I or one of the area trusted professionals that I've chatted with and that understand these different concepts will share with you your personal situation. That's the Word on Wealth segment, again brought to you by AskAboutReverseMortgages.com. We're going to continue our conversation now with Lisa Dunn. Lisa, you're getting yourself into this political scuff, going and proposing laws and then getting them passed in the state.
See, that's why I wouldn't be able to be a politician, because they actually do something.
I guess that definitely differentiates you from most of the politicians. Holy cow. So we were talking about this bill that you helped get passed. I think I did report on it right after it was passed, that it being a great tool for people in general, because how is knowledge bad? And we're hiring the administration or the administrators or the management companies for our homeowners associations. And I don't know anybody that goes and buys a piece of property and says, I think I want the value of my property to drop. And I want to see as few people as possible have an opportunity to buy in my neighborhood. I don't know anybody like that.
You'd be shocked, because they don't realize what they're doing. One of the biggest problems that we have faced when we go out and attempt to educate members of the boards of directors of associations and management companies that manage them is kind of the backwards thinking. You mentioned earlier about reverse mortgages, and to get a reverse mortgage, the property has to be approved by FHA. You have to be able to get an FHA loan on it. So if somebody's living in a condo, they want to get a reverse mortgage, it has to be approved.
Before you go on, we want to just make sure that is the traditional FHA reverse mortgage. A couple of companies have come out with a non-FHA version, and it costs a lot more money. But the one that is protected by FHA does have to be approved.
And a lot of them that aren't FHA still have to be FHA approved too. So it's pretty much generally.
That's a general thought.
Yeah, if it's
There's
a
only one or
condo-
two companies that are offering the high value ones.
Yeah, and we were at a presentation where we're not selling anything. We're just coming in to educate. Volunteer hours. Myself, a lender, another realtor, and we were presenting to an HOA board. And the president said, "I don't like reverse mortgages, so I don't want to get this FHA approved." It's like, wow, isn't that nice that you're making the financial decision for the other 100 homeowners in your neighborhood? Who is he to decide how you are going to finance your home?
Right.
And that's what's happening because of this misguided misinformation. And if somebody knows that their property is FHA approved when they perhaps bought it, and then 2 years later it's not FHA approved, what is the duty of the board of directors to be sure that they keep that? Because I bought this place and it was FHA approved. Now it's not. Now I can't refinance. Now I can't get a reverse mortgage. Just saying.
And that's very, very misleading. I'd love to chat with that board president, because generally the people, almost everybody that I come across that tells me they don't like FHA loans, it basically has to do with their own ignorance.
It really does, because most of them say, well, these people don't have any money, and, first thing, if a reverse mortgage homeowner doesn't have any money, then obviously they're not going to pay their HOA dues. And it's like, well, wait a second. Do you not understand that this, older person in this property wants to stay in their home? And if they do a reverse mortgage, now they have the money to pay their HOA dues. Totally backwards. And we hear it all the time. All the time, and it's just heartbreaking.
It is, and I mean, we all know the community down in South Orange County where people can't eat. Literally, they run out of money at the end of the month. I mean, we're at the end of the month right now. There's people in this community that have owned their properties free and clear, and because it's a co-op, they haven't got the HOA approval. At the end of the month, they're struggling to just put food on the table. And it's heartbreaking.
It is. It's horrible.
And they bought their properties, as you said. It's a senior community. A lot of times the senior communities you can buy in at 55. They've got a plan, and their plan was okay, we're buying in at this time, and we know at 62 we can get a reverse mortgage. Great product for the right person, not for everybody. And now they can't do it, and now they don't have food to eat.
And it's amazing because we call this a free country.
Right.
And then we have people saying we don't want this kind of person in our neighborhood. We don't want to let the senior citizen have a reverse mortgage on their property. They're little dictatorships. And I was on an HOA board myself, so I've been through the process. It is a thankless job, but part of the job is to educate and do what's best for your community. And if it is a condominium, having an FHA approval keeps the values up. I've had people bidding this year, 2 FHA buyers bidding against each other on a condo, raising the price up $10,000 over the last sale because it's their price range. They're getting back into the home market. One of them was a first-time buyer, a lawyer, and a school teacher using a low-down FHA loan. The other one was a couple, boomerang buyers, had a short sale a couple of years before, wanted to get back in the home ownership arena. They had 28% down. What's wrong with these folks? So they're fighting it out. They're duking it out. We raised the prices $10,000 with FHA buyers.
And I'm going to suggest FHA buyers are simply people. There are good, there are bad. They're no different than your neighbors, my neighbors. The whole thing becomes, just like you said, the more buyers that are in the marketplace, the more value comes in because it's just a supply. And that's what I started to say in the last segment. It's a supply and demand.
Exactly.
If you can get more people demanding that property that you had 2 buyers looking for, and there's only one property, that's limited, Now, the pricing is going to go up.
Exactly.
Who's that bad for?
And the same with VA. I have this one condominium neighborhood that I've been working in for 22 years, and I had no idea it was VA approved because of a data integrity problem on the VA website. And I felt horrible because I held it open for a couple of months, and I kept having veterans come in saying, oh, this is the perfect house. I'd love to buy this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not VA approved. And then I said, I've had it. I'm going to get this place VA approved. There's no reason why it isn't. It's going to cost me personally $1,000 to do it, but I will do it. And so I went to my favorite third-party facilitator that handles VA condo project approvals, and they called me back 2 days later, and they said, Lisa, it's approved. What are you talking about?
Oh.
And they said, well, if you take the track number and you look in the entire state of California database and you find that track number, it's approved. And lo and behold, there it was. Lender didn't know it. The lender said, we can't do this loan. And I said, let me show you a trick. And now we have a family in there. The husband's a veteran, and he's just as pleased as could be. And now it's like we got another neighborhood that veterans can buy in.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, we're a big proponent. The week of the 9th through the 13th, if you're listening, we're going to have all veterans that week. It's going to be a great week to chat and listen and learn from the people, our heroes, basically. It's the way it is. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, more about the veteran loan. That's a great product. If you're a veteran, you've earned it. It's not something that's a gift. We're going to talk about it. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. To reach me anytime, call our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a loved one who wants to stay in their home but you have health concerns about it? The Preferred Care team understands the challenges of caring for your loved ones. Their goal is to keep seniors as independent as possible while maintaining their health, safety, and overall well-being. Whether you need just a few hours a week or 24-hour care, Preferred Care caregivers are trained to meet your needs. Call Preferred Care at 714-696-9150. That's 714-696-9150. Or visit preferredcare.com.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. 1-800-306-1990 or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com or 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Don't miss the grand opening of the new hotel tower at Viejo Casino and Resort. Join the weekend celebration Friday, October 30th to Sunday, November 1st.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Your Credit Matters segment today brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report and it's wrong. The reason I know it's wrong is because I've never ever seen one that's completely accurate. I've been looking at them since the 90s and I haven't seen one that's completely accurate. I just looked at one 2 days ago where the score was an 804, very good score. And I saw inaccuracies on that one as well. So here's the question I'm going to pose to you today. Do you have email? Here's an email mistake that can hurt your credit. And I'm going to share with you some of the mistakes and some of the solutions. Number one, at this time of year, you're going to probably start getting a whole bunch of emails about easy ways to buy this or that because everybody's trying to collect your email address or your text message address. You're getting all those things in the mail and the emails, a lot of junk stuff. Here's the solution. Instead of clicking the Buy Now button, click the unsubscribe button. It'll save you a boatload of money because if you're looking for something, you know what you're looking for. You don't need somebody to send you an email to try and entice you to buy. Number two, if you're looking to buy, set a budget at this time of the year. Make sure you've got a budget in place for what you want to spend for the holidays. Pretty simple. And here's number three. This is one that our friends over at Google probably will not like. Yahoo may not like it either. When you go and register for some of these promos, if you decide you want to, before you do, go and get a separate free Gmail account or Yahoo account, email account. And that way, all of those promos, just give them that address instead of your real address. That way, they're going to that address. You know that everything there came from a specific promotion. And if you don't ever check it, so be it. Won't entice you, won't bother you, won't clog up your message center. Just some thoughts. That's the Your Credit Matters segment, again, brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. We're going to continue our conversation with the time we have left with Lisa Dunn. We're chatting about VA loans, FHA loans, more guidance in the marketplace than what we've had in the past. Maybe getting our boards, associations, now they're going to be forced starting next year to tell you whether your association is FHA approved and VA approved. I think it's a great tool, and it at least opens up a conversation for you to have with the board to say, why aren't we FHA approved? Why aren't we VA approved? Who's making these decisions? What needs to be done to make sure that that happens? So let's chat a little bit more about that with Lisa Dunn today. Tell us, how long did it take you to get that done, get that through the state?
Actually, it went pretty fast. I was shocked. I would say probably from inception to being signed off, 18 months total. And that was from Orange County Business Council signing on to the awareness of FHA and VA condo project approval as a way to make more workforce housing in the county, because that's a big problem in Orange County. It's a big problem in California, is where do people live? We have jobs. where are you going to live? And instead of turning this into a complete renter society, which seems to be a path that many people favor, we're still trying to make it possible for people to have the American dream, to get their foot in the door with home ownership, and whether it be a little 2-bedroom condo, put it to work for you. I mean, the values have gone up, oh gosh, 1% a month this year is what I've been told by a couple of appraisers. Is your bank account doing that? Put your money to work, put your zero money to work. If you're a veteran, you can get in 0 down, 0 cost, earn equity, build that equity up so you can sell your home, have that 20% down payment to go get your move-up house. This is how you're going to earn wealth in today's society.
And I'm going to throw a separate idea out at you and get your thoughts on it as well. What about if we buy, as a veteran, I'm not a veteran, but if a veteran goes and buys a house and they have that 0 down loan, this is for their starter home, and that property is going to appreciate Orange County 4, 5, 6% a year, and they accumulate some equity there. They can refinance that property, right? And pull that equity out?
Yep.
And keep that property. And now with that 20%, maybe it's just equity that's built up there, 10, 20%, go buy another house, and now they have 2 houses.
Exactly. And what they can do is they can, if they build up that equity, they can refinance, maybe not using their VA loan, get their eligibility back, and then when it's time for them to move up, they can use that VA loan again. Their funding fee is going to be a little bit higher, but you can include that into the loan.
Right.
So that, just to keep your eligibility, and something else that's out there that a lot of people don't know is VA loans are assumable by other veterans. They're assumable loans, but to be able to get your eligibility back, sorry, a little tongue-tied there, the other veteran has to come in and use their certificate of eligibility on that assumption, and then this guy just got a rockin' loan at 3.75% for an assumption, and then you can go out and buy another house using your certificate of eligibility, get yourself another rockin' loan at a really good interest rate. And the interest rates basically haven't moved. My husband, who is a Vietnam era vet, and I purchased a property last December using his VA benefits, 0 down. They covered $4,000 of our closing cost. We got a 3.75 interest rate. And the thing that's amazing right now, interest rates are still the same.
Right.
I could go out and get that same loan with that same closing cost credit at 3.75. I could probably have no credits and get it at 3.5%. 0 down. You can do 0 cost, and it's not the seller bearing that cost on the 0.
That's a big key right there, because it's not going to cost the seller. Really doesn't cost the seller anything extra, different.
These are not your grandfather's VA loans,
right?
And that's if you're out there interviewing a listing agent for the sale of your property, find out what they know about VA loans, because you don't want this listing agent to turn down veterans trying to buy your property because they are not educated as to how VA loans work in today's market.
And the lender has to really be on top of their game with the VA loan as well, because there are variables within the funding fee.
Exactly. Well, and it's
disabled
also
and all of those issues. I mean, if you're a disabled veteran, you've got benefits beyond on the funding fee as well.
Exactly. Depending on the percentage, depends on the percentage of the funding fee. And for a first-time user, it's like 1.25%, and that's technically nothing.
Right.
You can't beat this program. It's a wonderful program. We need more realtors educated on why they should be receiving it, and we need more lenders educated on why this is a great program. I met with a veteran who worked for my accountant, and my accountant said, this gentleman here needs to be buying a house. So we got in a discussion. I said, have you talked to a lender about, what your options are? And he goes, yeah, the lender said VA wasn't best, and he could do better for me on another program. And I'm like, wait a second, what? Absolutely not. If a lender's going to tell you that, then
get a different lender.
You need a different lender.
Yeah, I would suggest that the VA loan, in my opinion, is the best loan on the market.
I concur. definitely the best loan out there. If you're a veteran, take advantage of this. You earned it. You may think that you need 20% down. You don't need 20% down. That's what this young gentleman was being told by his lenders. Oh, you got to have a down payment. And it's like, hey, dude, come on. You know what? Find an agent that knows what they're doing. Find a lender that knows what they're doing. Let's get you into a house with a payment you can afford, probably cheaper than what you're paying for rent.
Absolutely. One of the best loans on the market. And here's one of the other misconceptions that a lot of people have is there's no limit on a VA loan. Right? You can get a VA loan for $1 million, right?
Yeah, well, you know,
you're not going to get the zero down.
They have their guaranteed portion, but yeah, you can use it in conjunction with, you know, a down payment.
Right.
You know, there's options out there.
But even on a jumbo size, oversized with a small down payment, which is going to be still smaller than that 20%, right? But you're still going to get the advantage of the VA pricing.
Exactly.
Which is beautiful.
And also, too, all the counties have different requirements as to what the VA loan limit is. Orange County, you're looking at about $625. I'm not real sure what San Diego County is. I know it's a little bit less. Go into the Inland Empire, I think it's kind of where the conforming loan limits are.
Right, it's a lot less there.
Yeah, and so, you know, you got to be cognizant of what's going on in the county that you're in. But just find a realtor that knows what they're doing. If you're in South Orange County, I'm one.
Absolutely,
and Ron knows what he's doing.
Absolutely,
so.
let's get veterans into their own property. Set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
XEPE 1700 AM Kita Bata Lipongan.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1700.